Hello everyone, my name is Brooke and welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to be talking all about staying motivated for online classes. Now, I, just like everyone else, got transitioned into online college back in March. Welcome to Zoom University.
I'm taking my classes online, getting my degree on my own time.
And all my classes were suddenly online and I was having to work from home, which was a huge switch. I am a commuter student, so I do live at home, so the whole moving back home situation for me didn't really happen. However, my classes were still transitioned from being in school to being online. And then after that, I am actually doing a summer semester this year. So I am taking a full course load of 4 classes in college this summer, and those have all been online as well. So I have quickly had to learn how to adapt, how to stay motivated, how to actually get the work done while still learning things. So one of the major issues with taking online courses is getting motivated. I find when you're in an actual classroom, it's a little bit easier to get motivated because you're actually going to a place. I know a lot of people also like to study in different places that aren't necessarily their house, whether that be library, Starbucks, coffee shop, wherever that is. I know a lot of people like to study in different ways and they have their kind of set in routines. So having done this for the last 6 months, I've definitely come up with some strategies and tips for how to stay motivated for online classes. This is actually the second video I'm doing in my back to school series on my channel, so make sure you subscribe if you haven't already to make sure you are here to check out all those back to school videos and get all the tips and tricks for you for going back to school with an online semester. So my number one tip for staying motivated is to stick to a routine. And I mean this to an extent. You don't have to have your day scheduled exactly for every single thing you're gonna do the exact same every single day. That's not what I mean at all. But sticking to a little bit of a routine of when you're going to do homework or when you're going to wake up or anything will actually really help you out. Our bodies themselves are habitual. As humans, we are habitual creatures. So we get in habits, and when you form a habit of doing homework at the same time every day, your brain is automatically going to transition into homework mode at that certain point in the day. So let's say you decide you're going to work on homework every day at 11 a.m. or something. Your brain is automatically going to kind of transition into study mode, homework mode, concentration mode at 11 a.m. when you sit down to do that homework, because that is the routine it's going to get used to. And I'm sure you've noticed this, where if you wake up early so many days in a row, your body just naturally starts waking up earlier because your body gets used to waking up at that time. It's the same kind of concept. I personally love to set alarms in the morning to be able to do this. My next tip is to sort projects into smaller tasks. When you look at a giant project, that can be so overwhelming, especially if you have no idea where to start, no idea what to do. You're looking basically at this blank piece of paper and this huge thing that you need to accomplish. And in a lot of cases, your brain is just going to shut down. It's going to be like, nope, I don't want to think about that. I don't want to do that. You're going to procrastinate it. You're not going to be motivated to do it because it is so overwhelming and so stressful just to look at. However, my biggest tip for this is to sort projects out into smaller pieces. So if you have a big project, take that project brief, take that rubric, break it up into little pieces so that each piece is a little bit more manageable. If you have the steps laid out of how you're going to do a project and the order and the steps that you're going to do it in, your brain can be like, okay, well today I just have to do this one little step. Instead of I have to work on this huge project, you just be like, I just have to work on this one little step. And then when you're done, you can check it off, and that way you feel like you've accomplished something, but also you're not just like having this overwhelming task ahead of you. This being said, when you do sit down to do work, always do the biggest tasks first. This way you get them right out of the way at the beginning of the day, and each task seems more and more achievable. So if you have one task that takes like an hour, so you do straight in the morning, and the rest of the tasks on your list only take about 10-20 minutes each, that's going to be a lot better to do the bigger task first than the smaller tasks, because if you do it the other way around, you'll do all the smaller tasks, be kind of tired, and then not want to do the big task, where if you do the big task first and then all the smaller tasks, you're going to feel a lot more accomplished and you're actually going to have a lot more energy to get things done. My next tip is to get inspired, and this can be done in so many multiple different ways. This could be looked at as short-term or long-term depending on what your kind of life goals are, but if you have an overall life goal of what you want your career to be or what you want your future to look like, make a Pinterest board on that. Read books about it, listen to podcasts, just do something that makes you get excited about your future. This can seem a little frivolous because it's not actually helping you get work done, however it will help you long-term because first off, it creates a sort of dream board. Kind of looking at it, you can see what you want your future to be like, and you know that if you just do this one test, study for this one test and get a good grade, or do this one project, that is one more step towards that future that you really, really want. And secondfold, it's also part of manifestation. So if you are researching that career and putting it into the universe that this is going to be your future, it is going to manifest itself into positive energy and help create that future for you as well. So these here are a few of my favorite books that have kind of helped me to get inspired in the past and really want to work on stuff. So the first one is Girl Boss by Sophia Amoruso. She is the founder of Nasty Gal, and the whole kind of girl boss empire started with her. She grew her business from literally nothing, and I find it super inspiring for anyone who wants to get into any sort of entrepreneurship. This next one is Big Magic by Elizabeth Gilbert. This one is all about creativity and harnessing your creativity. I myself am a graphic design student, so I found this one super, super interesting and helpful, and it's all just about harnessing your creativity and how you can apply that to things, which is obviously so important in my field, but the skills in it are really transferable to so many different aspects in your life. And then finally, Creativity Inc. by Ed Catmull. Okay, so this book here is all about the business side of how Pixar works and how Pixar came to be, which is so cool to me in itself, but the actual lessons and information in here about how to be like a better boss and how to just like run a better company and that, I found super, super cool, and honestly it just inspired me to want to work within the creative field so much, so highly recommend checking this one out as well. In addition to this though, I really recommend researching whichever field you're in and finding something similar that will help inspire you within whatever field you want to end up working in. And like I said, this could range from podcasts or books or Netflix documentaries, I have no idea, whatever you want, just kind of zone into that mindset. Next up, we have fun school supplies. Now, I know some school supplies can be expensive and not everyone necessarily has the ability to afford to get new school supplies every year, but I came up with a couple extremely cheap examples of some fun school supplies that you guys can get for yourself. The real benefit of fun school supplies is that you get excited to use them. You can make your notes look pretty, you can everything just feels better with fun school supplies. Whether this be fun notebooks, pens, pencils, just something cute. Maybe you just put a plant on your desk to make it look prettier. If you have a nice looking workspace and your nice looking notes, you're gonna be so much more inspired to do work. If you just have a black pen and a sheet of lined paper, you're not going to want to do anything. You're going to easily get bored of it. Your notes are just going to be kind of bland. But if you have the ability to decorate your notes up with pink, purple, green, blue, because you're doing online classes, a lot of teachers will just post PowerPoints with voiceovers instead of doing the actual lecture, meaning that you can go through it at your own pace and make those notes as pretty as you want. This is your chance to have Pinterest-worthy notes, guys, and you can use fun school supplies to your advantage to get you motivated to take those notes. Some of my absolute favorites are these Papermate Inkjoy pens. I believe you can get a pack of like 8 of these for $1, usually at Walmart around back to school season. And they come in so many different colors. These are just 3. I literally think I have like 15 different colors of these. They work super well, they write really nicely, and can really, really help spice up your notes. In addition to this, do not underestimate kids' school supplies. Yes, I am talking about the ones you find in the children's section that you probably were familiar with from kindergarten. These here are the Crayola Pipsqueak markers. I use these every single day. I got a pack of 20, I think, at Staples for $3. I use them all the time. I use them as accents. A lot of them are extremely light colors, so they work beautifully for highlights. Also, any color highlighters. You can get fun notebooks now at the dollar store. There are so many opportunities for fun school supplies that just make your life a little bit better. Next up, we have clean your workspace, and oh my gosh, guys, do this. It will help you out so much. No one wants to work in a messy work area. No one wants to work where there's been a coffee cup sitting on the desk for 2 weeks now. No one wants to do that. Take a time, whether it be once a week or a little bit of cleaning every single morning. Clean your desk off. Put those dishes in the dishwasher. Clean off that area. Tidy up papers. Put them where they are supposed to go. Even go as far as taking a cloth and wiping down the desk area to get rid of that dust. That is so important. It will make you feel so much better. Working in a clean workspace is so underrated. When your desk is organized, your brain will be more organized. So just organize your workspace. My next tip is to find a new scenery to work. This can take on whatever form you want it to. Later in the semester, I'm sure coffee shops are going to start opening up. I know patios where I'm living are starting to open up now. However, this can take on so many forms, whether it be going to the park to work, maybe there's like a tree you want to sit under and take notes or something. Maybe it's just literally going in your backyard. One of my favorite things to do when I'm feeling a little claustrophobic, because I usually work in the basement here, is I like to go out and sit on our back deck and just do work out there, and it makes me feel so much better, so much more refreshed. You get fresh air, you get sunlight, it is so much better. This can also just take on literally moving from your desk to the couch or something as well. Do not do work on your bed. Never, ever bring your laptop in your bed. I personally like to keep work out of my room as much as possible. I am very thankful I am able to have that separation. However, never, ever do work on your bed. You will not be productive. Your back will hurt after a while, and you're actually not going to be able to sleep as well at night. Tip number 7 is to leave your phone in another room. If I leave it in another room, I don't have those Instagram notifications popping up. I don't see you commented on my TikTok post. It is just out of sight, out of mind for me. It is not uncommon for me, if my phone is sitting next to me, to see a notification or something and look at my phone, and then suddenly like 45 minutes has passed and I haven't done any work. But I found that leaving my phone in a different room has saved me so much time and helped me concentrate so much better. Next is finding the best time of day to work for you. This tip is so important because I feel like it's been ingrained in society that to be productive, you need to start work early. You need to work during daylight hours. This is not true for so many people. I personally am a morning person, yes. However, there are so many people out there that are night owls who get their best work done at 11 p.m., 2 a.m., whenever that is. You're an online college student now. There is no one telling you when you have to do work, when you have to do classes. Unless you have some sort of scheduled Zoom call or something, you really don't have any obligations as to when you need to do work. So therefore, take this time and learn for yourself when you work best. There's so many different ways you can experiment with this. Try working at different times. Find out what works best for you. There is absolutely nothing wrong with sitting in the dark at 2 o'clock in the morning writing a report if that's when you find you are the most focused and you are going to get the most work done. And my final tip is to put on real clothes. Now, this differs in multiple different ways and for everyone, but making yourself feel better goes such a long way. For me, this translates into putting on a cute outfit and a little bit of makeup rather than sitting there in sweatpants with my hair in a bun, haven't showered in like 3 days. This can literally take whatever form you want, like I said. Make sure you are just keeping up hygiene. It sounds gross, but we've all done it. It is so easy to slip up and not wash your hair for a couple of days when you aren't leaving the house. But just maintaining yourself helps you maintain your work ethic, motivation, and literally just your ability to feel human. For you, this might just honestly mean switching the pair of sweatpants. Don't work in your pajamas. Changing your clothes, doing something different with your hair. One of my favorite things is actually these baby doll dresses I've been absolutely loving recently because they're so cute on. but they're so comfortable. They're not tight anywhere, so you're not like restrained or anything. It's just soft and flowy and honestly feels like you're just like wearing a blanket all day, which is what I absolutely love. But they look absolutely adorable on. Like, I'm not even suggesting you wear jeans. Just find clothes that are comfortable for you. In the end though, it's important to remember that everyone functions differently, and what motivates someone isn't going to motivate someone else. So it's finding whatever works best for you personally to get motivated. And it's also important to remember that not every day is going to be motivational. We all have those days. Sometimes there are going to be days where all you want to do is sit in bed and watch YouTube videos or watch Netflix, and that's okay. You're not going to be motivated to do stuff every single day. And do not feel bad for having those days either. Make sure that you don't feel bad if one day you don't feel really motivated. Just find what works best for you and get into the best rhythm with it as possible. So thank you so much for watching this video. Like I said, this is just one video in my whole back to school series, so if you did enjoy it, make sure you give it a thumbs up. Go check out my channel, the rest of those videos. I will have a whole college playlist of videos linked down below. These include in-class videos from when I was in college, you know, and also current videos that I'm making now. So make sure you check that out. Make sure you subscribe if you haven't already. And if you press that bell button, you will be notified each time I post a video. Normally I post videos every Monday and Friday, but sometimes I also post a bonus video throughout the week. Thank you guys again so much for watching, and I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day.